Casper's magical trick-or-treat night. Tonight was Halloween night, and the whole village sparkled under a glowing, smiling moon. Pumpkins lined the streets, and children in colorful costumes ran from door to door. Floating above them was Casper, a tiny white ghost with bright blue eyes and a glowing orange bowtie. He loved watching the fun, but this year, he wished he could join too. Casper floated near a group of cheerful children: Max the pirate, Ellie the cat, and Ben the robot. They laughed, comparing candy and costumes. Casper shyly waved hello, worried they might be afraid. But instead, the children smiled and invited him to join their trick-or-treating team. Casper's bowtie glowed a little brighter as he whispered, "Really? You mean I can come too?" The group's candy bags were almost full when they reached the end of Maple Street. There stood a tall old house covered in vines, its windows flickering with candlelight. "No one ever goes there," whispered Max. The others nodded nervously, but Casper floated closer, curious. "It doesn't look so scary," he said softly. His bowtie twinkled with courage. Casper drifted up the creaky porch steps and reached for the bat-shaped door knocker. The children peeked from behind the pumpkins, holding their breath. Knock, knock. The sound echoed through the quiet night. Casper smiled nervously. "Trick or treat," he said in his smallest, most polite voice. The door creaked open, and everyone gasped. Behind the door stood Mrs. Willow, a kind old lady with twinkling eyes and a purple shawl. "Oh my, visitors, how lovely," she said warmly. Casper floated back a little, surprised. "I've never had trick-or-treaters before," she continued, handing out candies. Casper smiled shyly and thanked her, his bowtie glowing brighter than ever. The children grinned. There was nothing scary at all. Outside, the children gathered around a big pumpkin on the porch. Casper held up his bucket, now filled with candies from Mrs. Willow. "We can share them all," he said happily. The group laughed and traded treats, enjoying caramel apples and chocolate coins under the moonlight. Casper had never felt so included. His glowing bowtie shimmered with joy. Mrs. Willow stepped outside, smiling kindly. "You brought joy to my doorstep tonight," she said, waving a tiny wand with a pumpkin charm. "A little magic for your kindness." In a swirl of golden sparkles, the candy began to glow, forming shapes of stars and hearts in the air. Casper's eyes widened in wonder. "Thank you, Mrs. Willow," he said, his bowtie shining like a lantern. As they walked back through the village, everyone joined in the laughter and music of the Halloween parade. Casper floated proudly at the front beside his friends, carrying his candy bucket like a treasure. The lanterns above twinkled, and children waved as he passed. For the first time, Casper didn't feel invisible. He felt like part of the celebration. When the night grew quiet, Casper floated back to Mrs. Willow's porch. He placed a shiny caramel apple on the step with a tiny note that said, "Thank you for being kind." The lantern beside him flickered gently, and his bowtie glowed soft and golden. Then he drifted up into the starry sky, his heart full of warmth and friendship. As the moon smiled above, Casper whispered to the stars, "Halloween isn't about tricks or treats, it's about sharing joy and being brave enough to be kind." The wind carried his words softly through the sleeping village. His glowing orange bowtie twinkled one last time, lighting up the night with a message of friendship, courage, and kindness for all.